Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday. And welcome into Zelda Speedruns. Today we have a Skyward Sword Randomizer Remlits tournament race. This is Group Faron. It is game one between Synii and Froppy. It's a double round robin, so they'll be playing two races before the end of the tournament. Tracking today, we have Jade Minabu and Remlits, and alongside me commentating Sludgeon. How are you, Sludgeon?
Hello. Thank you. I am pretty good.
Yeah,
Excited
this
to
is
see this race.
Yeah, it's a good race. It's the first restreamed race for both their runners, and actually the first race period for Froppy in the tournament.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, and Synii played his first match yesterday, so this is his second. Ray, we can't have two fire sanctuaries. That's unfortunately, well, no, that is very fortunately how this works.
Like
yeah.
how the hatch has two matches in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Two Faron runners. They've been running this game, this rando for a few months now, both, I believe.
Yeah, they both kind of joined with the announcement of this. They're both kind of involved in the OT community. They're actually both staff for the Scrubs tournament for Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Synii also plays like every 3D Zelda randomizer you can imagine. But yeah, they've both been playing a lot and practicing a lot, so I'm excited. I think the thing about Faron Group is I think you're going to see the most improvement over the 2 months because these tend to be the newer runners. And we are a few seconds from going. So,
Alright.
Any guess on dungeons?
I'm gonna say Skyview LMF.
Let's see.
Right. Froppy with the Remlits skin. Okay, Upper Skyloft to Molderak. Got Boko base to Koloptos.
Oh,
Dive Baron.
and Thunderhead.
Beetle Shot. Petro has a sword. Okay, that's an interesting one. And Harper's an Elden Volcano. Chest and Shack is dead. Item behind digging is bottle.
Which is dead because it requires a bottle.
And Gorge Dig Spot is dead, and then I believe Low Bombable Rock is dead as well.
Yes, I think I got all of that.
Yeah, same. I'm interested to see if that Boko base hint is just plat, so it's actually like Boko base proper.
Yeah, that's kind of the scary thing. And yes, Froppy is playing with his custom humanoid Remlit model. The Remlits are these little is raccoon a fair way? Cat raccoon hybrid.
Like pet animal.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
The other interesting thing with the hints, our three Baron regions are Sky, which has 4 checks, Thunderhead, which has 4 checks, Beetle Shop, which has 5 checks. The way that Baron hints work is essentially it's weighted by the number of checks. So we could have several other Baron regions that we just aren't seeing. Just something interesting to like keep an eye out for.
Yeah. I'm also interested by that Betro hint. With Betro having a sword, it'll be interesting to see if they wait to go to Betro or if the game kind of doesn't give us many crystals later on.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how they route that in. We've already seen 2 crystal packs though, it seems.
Yeah, I want to see what Synii gets here in the statue, because I think it's highly unlikely But if there's nothing here, those 2 gratitude crystal packs could be the path item for something on Betrow 30 or maybe later. It doesn't happen very often in these settings, but oh no,
4 shots.
That's probably our path item.
Claw shots is also convenient to have for Ancient Cistern.
Yes,
That's
that
nice.
is very true.
Unlocks stuff in Faron, but for the other great tree branches, the checks on there, we need a beetle. Also unlocks some stuff in Lanayru, but for now it doesn't unlock anything in Eldin.
Yeah. It does make me think, though, potentially we could be looking at like Gust Bellows in Sansi. Because claw shots are usually not path to Moldarak, because there are a lot of ways to get to LMF and they don't block anything in the dungeon.
Yeah.
But claw shots are nice because they do allow you to get into Lanayru Desert a little faster through caves. I think, though, we're probably looking at a double Eldin start here.
Yeah. When I start with claw shots... Oh, there's Mitts. Okay. There you go.
Yep.
That's pretty
Definitely
much
Eldin
guaranteed Eldin start. Yeah. When I get claw shots early, I'm usually kind of suspicious of the checks it unlocks in the other regions, and if it's actually worth it, and usually end up going Eldin first anyway. It's a nice item to have all around, to be honest. Just speeds up movement.
Yeah. We're seeing 2 different strategies to getting into Waterfall Cave here. Synii is doing the Waterfall Cave dive. There's a dive with a kind of precise landing where you end up at the bottom. Froppy is going in from the top. If the top chest in Waterfall Cave pings, it's faster to go through forwards. I also, in a seed where you need money, which is not this seed, I tend to just get that first chest anyway. But with Beetle's Shop Dead, the most money they might need is 50 for a stamina potion at some point.
Pretty much.
Which, stamina potion can be helpful in LMF, also potentially to cross into Lanayru Desert, but not this seed, I don't think.
Stamina potions also just allow for like movement options as well. They can be quite nice to have if you have one on you.
Yeah, it's not necessarily, you know, if you need it to cross into Lanayru, to cross Lanayru Mines, it's useful.
Yeah.
But there are some other places in the game where it just helps you run a lot faster. It's I don't know. I think like a Jazzix or a Gymnast is never going to get one, but I sometimes will go out of my way to get a stamina potion on the contingency that I might need it, and then just use it somewhere as a convenience. But yeah, as we predicted, double Eldin start. I don't know if either of these runners do Dig Spot RBM, but with honestly starting with Mitts, it's a lot less useful of a trick. Mitts and Claw Shots. Is that a bottle in the crawl space?
Looks like a rupee of some sort. Oh, there's a bottle there. You were right. I was looking at the wrong check. Okay, well that unlocks Oriel and Paro, and we can now get a stamina potion to cross into desert if we wanted to. And we do have
Froppy's bomb texture is a Remlit.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Pix, are you here to cheer on your fellow Scrub staff members?
Oh, and that is scale on Platz's gift. Okay, well, it was just Platz for our Boko base path.
Yeah. Looked like there was one ping. I I don't know really what the pings are in Boko Base. Yeah, that's more often than not when you get a path item in Boko Base, it is that first check that is open from the beginning. Just because Boko Base has a lot of item requirements for a lot of different checks.
Mm-hmm. You need bombs to get into. You need bombs and earrings to get into the volcano summit portion.
You need magma mitts to get anything.
You need bellows to get one of the chests.
You need claw shot or whip. It's rare for the upper part of Boko Base to have much. So I think with these hints, obviously we're getting a basic one. Is that our tumbleweed?
Like
and I think a bottle on top of the entrance to Magma Turf.
Feel like I saw the glow of crystals for a second, but I might be wrong.
No, that is a rare treasure or some kind of treasure.
I have. Wait, that's an issue on my end. Never mind.
But I think it was tumbleweed and not crystals.
Yeah, I had it on way too low resolution there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got both runners defeating the goblins.
And it looks like there's
very useful.
Nothing else here. No other items pinged. Yeah. If you have a bow, it's pretty trivial to defeat the bokoblins. Otherwise, one strategy is to skyward strike them. You have to get a little further away, and it's not always the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, getting all of them in a single skyward strike is not easy at all. You have to basically run away from them, charge a skyward strike, and then immediately turn back and use the skyward strike.
Yeah, and you can't physically hit them with your sword. So that's the skyward strike has lower priority than the physical sword for a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is a unhinted Baron Magma Turf.
I guess it makes sense since our barons have more checks, but still not something you see every day.
No. This is 4 Baron regions with 18 checks. That's a lot already for these settings.
That is Harp, a hinted Harp in Elden.
Yep.
Just before the volcano ascent. And we'll see Synii climbing up right now. Interestingly, doesn't have a bow or a slingshot. There is an out-of-logic stutter sprint you can use to get past this bokoblin, but it can be a little finicky.
Yeah, so this is, of the bokoblins, this is the more difficult one to run by. I don't even bother with it. I'm not good at this. Because this one, because it's pretty tight, the timing is just a little rough.
Yeah, this stutter sprint is annoying.
You have to climb up right here, basically as it's throwing the rock. But Synii got it second try.
That bokoblin was being super mean. 3 straight slashes in a row. Wow.
Yeah, Froppy is saying, this isn't in logic, I'm not going to bother with it.
Which is very fair.
Yeah.
Going Faron. Faron with scale and claw shots, very understandable choice. I'm interested to see where a beetle will be.
Yeah, I think also with these hints, we're gonna see Froppy clear a lot of Ancient Cistern. The thing about Ancient Cistern is because of the way it's laid out, you don't necessarily get like punished time wise for double dipping it in the way you might for other dungeons.
Yeah, in Ancient Cistern, the main room is literally just the first room you're in, and then you can just get checks around the side of that room immediately.
Yeah, and especially with claw shots, Froppy's going to be able to get most of the dungeon. We'll not be able to complete it without the whip, but...
It's also the most check-dense dungeon in the game.
Yes.
In these settings. So,
yeah. If
especially
you watch
that
season
east wing.
2, if you watch the old settings, season 2, Ancient Cistern was a pretty terrible dungeon.
There's a bow.
Yeah. That is locked behind slingshot or bow, logically. But bow is a super useful item to have because it is the most powerful weapon in the game. With a charged shot, it will one-shot any enemy it can hit, although there are a few enemies you can't hit with it. It also, you don't need it for clock dose, but using the bow is definitely easier than Skyward Strikes.
Yes. Bow is not necessarily required if you don't have Sandship, but it's such a nice item to have for combat in general. Just quickly takes care of everything.
Yeah.
We'll see Froppy is climbing Great Tree here.
This makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to peek the Beetle Locked checks even if they can't get it.
Exactly.
Okay, we've got the Great Tree chest dead.
You love to see that.
You do. Very
yeah,
check.
So Alka I see in chat says he likes Synii finishing Elden. You kind of want a Beetle before booking a flight to Faron. That's fair, but you know if you don't feel comfortable with the stutter sprint, trying it and failing it does not make a lot of sense either. Can't see what's there.
Especially if it is out of logic. I don't hate this play at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Froppy, you're hoping you basically find both of your mitts and your earrings so you can do Summit as well.
Yeah, you're definitely hoping to find a Beetle soon. I would say.
Yes.
An interesting thing to note about Ancient Cistern is that you are logically required to use a Beetle or a bow in a little basement section to hit down one of the spiders. So that is something to consider as well.
Yeah, there's not an out of logic way to do it either. Like you say, you're logically required, but I think you're hard required.
Yeah. Deepwood's chest was dead, so Froppy will be continuing, probably making their way to Lake Floria, as Synii does get a Beetle on the final dig spot, getting rewarded for that.
Yeah, Froppy is at least gonna... The one nice thing about Faron is you can peek every item. Yeah, there's our first Triforce. We did not get any hint to Triforce pieces, so...
I really like Froppy's Faron routing so far, as well. It's not an easy area to route.
No, not in these
Quite
settings.
smooth.
Yeah, and it really looks like there's not much on any of these Beetle Lock checks.
That is really good for Froppy.
Yeah, if Froppy finds a Beetle in Lake Floria, that'll
Remembering
be really
to get
nice.
the spores, that is awesome. I always forget.
Really smart.
Makes their way into Lake Floria right now. Synii is going to be doing Zelda's Closet, which also makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, this is going to be fully clearing Upper Skyloft for Synii, which, you know, I think you 99% sure your claw shots are that path item.
Yeah.
But on the off chance it's not, it's also good to know. I expect we'll see Froppy clear it pretty soon.
Could be claw shots for another path item on Zelda's closet if it wasn't just dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that is one of the few checks that is hard locked. Froppy
Having
unfortunately missed the first. Are these Frokes?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, missed the first one for that central one.
There is earrings. And they do have claw shots, so
Yeah,
is
so
a check in summit for later.
yeah, they'll be able to. The other check in summit is dead, so they'll be able to check the one that they can get to.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And there is a Beetle and Floria. Brilliant.
yeah,
That's very nice. Honestly, these Frokes, I have had so much trouble with them in the past. They can be super nice to you one day, and then the other day you just can't hit them right.
Yeah.
And like once you fail like hitting the Froke right once, I feel like it can just spiral for a while
yeah.
into just constantly missing. It's really annoying.
It's really that central rock in particular. Like you'll see runners do Lake Floria
Such an awkward
backwards. And doing it backwards makes getting that central one a lot harder.
Yeah, said targeting can often be your enemy there as well. I think, especially if the players aren't that comfortable with doing like Floria backwards, forwards Floria makes a lot more sense routing-wise here as well, since we've got Ancient Cistern as one of our dungeons.
Yeah, I think.
You know,
Sorry, did not mean to cut you off. Was just
Oh.
trying to agree with you.
Yeah, no. Just because Ancient Cistern is one of your required dungeons going forwards, and then ending up at Ancient Cistern's entrance really makes sense. But yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think like even Jasnix has said, if you have to end up in Ancient Cistern, forwards logic, forwards Floria is better. Oh no, sorry, the bow was on one of the rupee checks past the first Boko. So the bow is locked behind a slingshot or a bow.
You know, the chest behind the bombable wall near Volcano Ascent was a harp. Oh, well, not a harp, the harp. There's not more than one harp.
Yeah. There's another harp-shaped object, but
Yeah,
it's just
I was gonna
solid.
say. Yeah, Synii is
That looks
making
like-
their way into Faron.
I don't know if that is the mini-boss chest or... Oh, and there's a sword.
Ooh. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I actually use an audio cue for how like high-pitched the ringing is when you douse here, for whether it's the mini boss chest or the boss key chest.
I
As a
would maybe
slingshot-
get that slingshot if I were Froppy.
Yeah,
I
not
know the
only,
slingshot's not useful for anything, but
I mean, it's useful to climb Elden right now.
yeah, if you don't trust the stutter sprint, again, that first Boko is the one where it's really helpful.
Yeah. It's useful for logic and one step towards the mighty scatter shot. What more could you
True.
want? Yeah, we're now going to be going into this east wing. Oh no. Okay, we're good. We're now going into this east wing, and with Rupee Sanity, this has a lot of checks. There's 5 checks in this room, and then a check immediately after that.
Oh,
And
that
that
is a
is-
sword. On top of
There
the
was
great
a
tree.
sword on Great Tree, okay.
All right. Froppy's not going to have to get the worst rupee, which is great.
Jumping
That-
onto that lily pad is so awkward.
There's a reason I just called it the worst rupee.
Yep. Oh, and that is Bomb Bag.
Well, that is a very convenient item to have.
Yeah.
Froppy may just be able to do Elden backwards with that.
Ballad?
That's less useful. That only opens up one check in these with Thunderhead Baron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alka, it's awkward for Froppy to go back to the Great Tree, but if he saw that it was a sword, he doesn't have to go back until he wants to finish the seed.
There's another beetle for Froppy. That's the hook beetle.
Yep.
Yeah, no, honestly, I am a fan of getting Ballad and Harp around this time, because then, you know, when you exit Ancient Cistern, you could go back to Sealed Grounds and do those checks so that you don't have to worry about it later when you're in casino mode.
Yes, and yeah, we did not get a hint for either of those checks.
Mm-hmm.
The Gorko's Goddess Wall is a fan least favorite. And I mean, Song from Impa is free, but a pain.
Froppy's gonna be doing System Clip.
Yeah, so there's like I don't know if it's 1 pixel. All right,
It's very slim.
That is the boss key chest. There is this slim window where you can basically clip through. And then if you jump slash, you have to jump slash once you clip through, otherwise you will just fall all the way. I don't know why. It's probably something to do with collision.
You'll be unpleasantly surprised if you try to do System Clip with 1 heart left.
Yes, that's fair. The reason you saw Froppy save is this is a trick where there's like a known soft lock potential. And so if you don't save, you could lose all of your progress.
Yep. Froppy's re-climbing the rope.
I think he wants to get the chest first.
Ah, that makes sense.
Because he knew this chest hanged. And so he's got to come up for it.
Yeah, I really like the way Synii used first-person dowsing to aim towards that Froak there. That was pretty smart.
And that is the second chest.
Whip hooks.
Yeah, which I don't think you can get to with claw shots. I think it is hard locked behind whip, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the reason Cistern Clip is so great is it allows you to get to the boss key chest without having to do the full basement, which in a casual playthrough, the Cistern basement is this really cool thing.
Actually, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a totally different vibe. But yeah, so now Froppy is locked out of the rest of Cistern here without the whip.
Yeah. As yet another dead spiral charge. Just a bait ping when the sky is dead.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Froppy, I don't think is going for 5 loose crystals or 10. Definitely not 10, but if you're going to nighttime and you have to do Betrow, like if you go to nighttime in Link's room, it's literally free to grab that crystal.
I mean, yeah, there's something to consider.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a sword in Betrow's house. And entirely possible that Betrow's house has your whip, or I don't know what else would be useful in the seed. Not your Gus Bellows, but I feel like at this point the Gus Bellows are going to be in Sandsea or Caves or Gorge.
Could just be in regular desert.
That's true. There are 2 chests there, 3 chests that are locked behind claw shots. But
yeah, no. I think after they're done with their sky checks, Lanayru is looking really good for Froppy with bombs and claw shots. And Hook Beetle, even.
Yeah, I could get the temptation to go to Eldin, but with these items, Froppy can full clear Lanayru Desert. can full clear mine, can full clear caves, can get the one checking gorge that has something. I mean, Lanayru is probably the place to go there for both runners.
Okay, Synii is going to be getting his white sword. Yeah, interested to see where the whip is now.
Yeah, we really have no guidance towards that.
Probably in Lanayru, but also where in Lanayru is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Or it could
there's
just be
still
in
a
the Summit.
small chance it's in Summit or Boko Base.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the two items that are really needed to complete the rest of the seed here are going to be the whip and the Gust Bellows.
Froppy now going to Oriel and Paro with their spores they collected in Faron, which makes a lot of sense. If you collect spores in Faron, you probably want to do Oriel and Paro like the next sky trip in case you want to use a bottle later for a stamina potion or water or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think also, right, this just allows you to clear more Skyloft. You know, it's not the fastest check, and Oriel's crystals we know are dead. So I think this was just Froppy routing it in on the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't mind him going back here to Eldin with these items. Some quick checks you can get.
Yeah. They can even chain like the dig spots with getting that one check in Summit if they wanted to.
Yeah, that check in Summit it's gross. Like, it's isolated, it's slow to get.
But that's also what makes it interesting.
But that check in Summit can have your Magumits. And if you're in Froppy's shoes, that would be pretty nice to have. Yeah, Froppy doing the stutter sprint. But yeah, does not get it this first try.
Yeah, as soon as the Bokoblin's been alerted, you need to go back down again.
Yeah, you kind of have to get up right
Ooh,
there, right after he throws or right before. That's a solid job. I think the only reason I would say it's worth going to Eldin is you can clear the region.
Yeah. You also might be thinking about how your opponent might have gone to Eldin already at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we know... Did
To
Froppy
the upper,
skip that bow?
upper. I think he did.
Or was the bow on one of the dig spots?
No, I believe...
Okay,
Oh, no, it was on a dig spot, okay.
that makes more sense.
Synii looks like he's trying to get to the whip. Oh wait, no, it's just doing it the swimming way. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
it is very safe to if you hit water in cistern clip in that area by the rope, you should just release every button on your controls and float up, and you will either you will hit like an airplane and fall back down to the ground, or you will hit the loading zone. But either way, basically you're safe.
Yeah, there
The
you go.
worst thing you can do is swim there and hit the void, and then you'll soft lock. When I was learning and practicing this trick, I have tried swimming upwards, and the swimming mechanic in this game, mildly janky. it's very easy to swim the wrong direction when you start swimming.
Synii also got his useless spiral charge. Now heading to the sky. Might be doing Oriel and Paro.
Probably is just going to go to Lanayru.
Going straight to Lanayru. Okay, I can get behind this play, honestly, because, you know, you can clear, you know, pretty much most things in... Most, if not all things in desert. And you've got mines and caves as well.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
I think the chances that you're going to find cave ski here is very high. The chances you're going to find whip somewhere here is very high. That looks like the only ping is the first chest here in mines. So we may see Synii run back and go through caves.
Alright, we've got the first chest in mines pinging. Double checking the rest of the pings on the minecart is smart because it doesn't lose any time.
Yeah. No, Alka, I fully get where you're coming from. I think I would have gone to Lanayru here as well. But I can see where Froppy is coming from, just in the sense of like, Synii has probably full cleared this region. If there's something really good here, I could be in trouble.
Yeah. I also really like this death warp from Synii as well, as Alka mentioned. Froppy getting the quick beetle here. So we're only 35 minutes in, already found 3 out of the 4 beetles. And that's basically it for what they unlock logically. The tough beetle can be in logic to unlock the secret passageway check, but we have bombs, so that doesn't matter. And the amount of seeds where that is logically required is extremely low. Froppy is going to be going to get that check in Summit.
Yeah, it's slow, but this is one of those things where, like, I think we've all had a seed where your magma mitts are here. Or, like, say his whip is here.
Yeah. I've had a seed with early magma mitts, and... Oh, speaking of magma mitts, holy... that is magma mitts on Lanayru Caves chest.
Yeah, this also... Our Clawshot's path to Molderak. This is a Clawshot lock check. If our Gust Bellows are here, that is going to be a pretty sizable advantage for Froppy for a little bit.
Manifesting Gust Bellows and Boko Base.
I don't think you're coming back here for a little while if you're in Synnii's shoes. Yeah.
I like the idea of going to Summit here because, you know, your opponent did, but Froppy doesn't know. You know, Synii hasn't gotten this check in Summit yet, I believe, because his routing was different. The mighty scatter shot! It was all worth it. It was all worth it, trust me.
Yeah, well, neither one actually collected the first slingshots, and neither one actually has the scatter shot, unfortunately. I saw it got tracked for Froppy, but Froppy did not actually get the slingshot in Cistern.
Oh, that's weird, because Froppy did track a slingshot earlier.
My guess is Froppy is tracking it to track how much junk is out there. Okay. This is a thing I will do sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I'll track crystal packs or bottles that I don't pick up. Because I like to be able to say, here's what's left. Here's what junk I have.
Mm-hmm. I do it for crystals and bottles. I guess if your plan is to skip the slingshot, then tracking that as well, yeah, makes sense.
We got 2 chests pinging here in Lanayru. I think though, even with that, I guess Synnii's beelining for this first check because it's kind of in the middle. Usually, if you want to end up in LMF, which I think if you're Synii, you do, because you may not want to go deep in LMF, but there's a chest that's in the first room that's kind of free. I don't know if this is the fastest way, but the kind of conventional routing is, yeah, it's the way Synnii's going. You start around the Alka. Vanilla
I do remember
Bellows.
Vanilla Bellows, Alka. I do.
It's Vanilla Bellows though is highly unlikely, because claw shots don't lead to that check.
That is Master Sword on top of LMF, which means that Betro has our final sword.
Yeah, and Synii pulling off the bomb strat to kill that first Boko.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's a strat. If I have a bow, I don't bother with it.
It's cool to see. Bombs were in Ancient Cistern.
They were one of the rupee checks.
Yeah, in the East Wing.
Yeah, Froppy is going through mines forwards, which I wonder if he thought something else pinged here, or just feels more comfortable. Mm-hmm. This is a little slower. He might realize and maybe is going to death warp now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just going to go through.
It can be hard to remember that you can just death warp sometimes when you're in the zone, just going through mines like usual.
Yeah. Tried to break slide, but didn't actually have any forward momentum.
There we go. Nice.
Yeah.
You can enter mines from the other way, but it is a stupid trick. And it is difficult.
Yeah. Synii has done the trick, as he's told us, but it's a dumb trick.
I never do it.
I've tried to YOLO it once, and then realized how hard it was, and was like, nope. Never again.
Yeah, you have to do like a bowling roll, and then you have to like hit the bomb with your sword in a specific way. It's really strange.
It's like fire node. We've got the back chest pinging.
Of course, it's the back. It's very nice that we have hook beetle though, at least.
Yeah, Synii, you can't shoot him there. Yeah, unfortunately, the angle of this Ampulus is not great, so I think Synnii's just going to try to break... Nope, there we go.
Nice. I find that once you've loaded a shot slowly instead of doing like a quick draw, the motion controls can be kind of jank sometimes. Got it eventually though.
Yeah, and honestly, we laughed at it, but
yeah.
Unsettling is definitely a word you could use.
Honestly, I think it's one of the cuter parts of this of this mod. I think the hearts being Remlit faces creeps me out more.
It's the creepiest is the Gus Bellows, though.
Yeah.
Like The Gus Bell model is cursed. We will see it this seed because Gus Bellows are, I'm not going to say hard required, but are required.
That's soft required?
We are not going to see a Bellowless LMF.
Yeah, Bellowsless LMF is not very common. And there is our whip.
Yeah. Synii might be death warping out of the back of Fire Node here with 3 hearts.
Killing the statue. Yeah, Bellowsless LMF was a joke from me. It does exist. Usually isn't worth it. But there's the rare case that it is, but you also need to know a lot of RBMs. And so, if these runners don't know it, I do not blame them at all. Mainly, I just like throwing around the phrase soft required. If,
yeah,
like,
I mean...
something's needed.
That Caves key is big. So this is a loaded Fire Node. Oh, I think that'll be okay.
That was close.
Yeah. Yeah, Froppy's shield has the Faron logo.
I really like Froppy's shield.
It's a good texture.
Yeah. Could find Bellows in, like, Skipper's Retreat skydive chest.
I mean, I think at this point, it is... We have one other Bellows lock check, or not Bellows locked. Claw shot lock check here. I would not even bother going into LMF now. I would just go and do Sansi here. Because there's nothing claw shot locked in LMF. So like unless this is your Bellows.
I really hope that this is our Bellows.
Yeah.
I really want to see Bellows actually being Boko based. Especially since we got Mogma mitts on in caves.
Yeah, but I think if I remember correctly, the thing that could be locked behind whatever could be locked behind Bellows, I think they have alternative ways to get there. In if I remember correctly. I'm trying to think about logic for Boko base, which always messes me up.
Death Warp out of Fire Node from Froppy. Nice.
Yeah. And Synii is going to Death Warp out of Lightning Node.
Oh no, Synii.
Because
Scared me for a moment.
Unless there's a Triforce back there, then you're probably not going to Death Warp.
Yeah, these like Ampulus eggs can really easily like put you in a stun lock. Yeah, so that is the entire B wheel for both runners except Bellows and Bugnet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really focusing on where Bellows is right now.
Yeah. We have seen caves which had our Magma mix. We have not seen any of Sansi yet.
Mm-hmm. Back of Lightning Node has a Triforce.
Yeah, and with this much health, I would probably not Death Warp.
Yeah.
I don't think it's actually faster to Death Warp now.
Oh my gosh, it's like Synii can hear us. Gonna be warping to start here.
This is probably just to avoid having to run all the way across desert back to Gorge.
Yeah, if you got the Gorge statue, makes sense. We haven't seen Lunera Sansi yet, but we are probably about to.
No, Nosley also, or not Nosley. He's in chat. Froppy also getting the bomb strat here.
Yeah. Interesting to note that we've got a sword hinted on Betro. Neither runners have gotten it yet. We're just looking for a Triforce after that.
Yeah.
And Bellows.
This is, I'm gonna say... Oh, Synii going back to sealed grounds first.
And rest of System.
Oh, yes. Duh. Yeah, I would probably... Yeah, I get finishing AC. I think if you're Froppy, though, you maybe just want to go to Sansi. But this makes a lot of sense. The reason I would do this last is because you kind of just want to end up near sealed grounds at the end. And again, your bellows have to be in Sansi. So you're going to have to go to Sansi. No matter what.
Yeah, if you are going Faron, I do like going AC first. Go sealed grounds after, puts you at convenient spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sansi makes a little more sense to me here, but this play also makes sense.
AC can be claw shot locked, but it's not in the seed.
Using White Sword dowsing on Rupee under Lily Pad, it's not crystals.
Because the only checks that are left here, I don't think can be bellows locked.
You mean claws locked?
Claw shot locked, yeah. Because there's not much that is hard claw shot locked. There's stuff that like can be logically claw shot locked. Yeah, we're gonna probably have the second small. So have we seen either small key?
Looking at the trackers, doesn't seem so.
So one of those has to be on the Bokoblin that you whip. 10.
Yeah, there's a small key there.
Yeah, but I think with what's dowsing, now Synnii's gonna have to go through anyway. But if you know the logic of the dungeon, you can't get to that rupee on lily pad without 2 small keys, and you can't get to anything in the basement or the mini boss or anything else without 2. So just by the logic of the game, you are going to have to find your second small key on the Bokoblin. But yeah, that item under the lily pad, it can't be our Gust Belt, but it could be a Triforce.
If it's a Triforce, then oh boy, this seed.
Yeah.
Might
Yeah,
be
I mean, this
thinking about
is...
some loose crystals.
I think you go to Betro and check 30 first before you start doing loose crystals.
I mean, if there's 2 crystals in Sansi and you have 45.
Well, yeah, then you'll probably do them.
Yeah.
Although if Pix is here in chat, Pix is a believer in check Betro with 45 crystals because he's likely going to give you crystals. Yeah, Synii not checking the lily pad item.
Froppy is going to be dipping LMF here.
I actually don't know what happened. I looked away from Synnii's stream.
Same.
Yeah.
2 in the conversation.
Froppy probably just checking this chest.
Yeah, this chest isn't that too punishing to dip. Like, if you think of this chest just like a normal check that you would get. It's right at the beginning. It's optional. If it's like on the side in quite an optional way. It makes sense. It's a small key. Looks like he is going to be going further, though. Or maybe just unlocking this door for later. Looks like they're going to be going for the whip trick. This trick can be quite annoying, but they did get it. It's going to activate the cutscene.
I've YOLO'd that trick twice. I'm not good at it. I mean, Froppy might be thinking about doing this bell-less with the RBMs. Because technically, the problem is there are 3 checks that are locked behind bellows.
Almost.
And one of those checks pinged. And so, yeah, I wouldn't. If you're missing a Triforce, like I think if any of those 3 left side checks that is Bella's locked pings, it is a exceptionally poor idea to do Bella-less RBM or Bella-less LMF. Because it potentially you could have a boss key, or you could, have a Triforce that you can't get to.
Call up pause for Synii.
Yeah. Froppy is gonna go check Betrayal here. And maybe also check Malara. Because Village was not hinted Baron.
Just gonna be going to Betrayal, it seems.
Yeah.
I respect this.
I would check Malara here while you're up here. But that's a me looking at the seed and saying, oh, it's not hinted dead.
Yeah.
Synii with a nice
could be crystals.
Synii with a nice 1 cycle on phase 1.
Did he use the bomb strats?
He did.
Nice.
I'm not good at that strat. Oh yeah, on the whip. Whip angle misbehaving.
Yeah. Money from Betrayal. Let's see if Synii goes for bow shots or scout strikes here.
I think it's going to be bow shots.
Bow shots are a lot easier. The sword, I learned, can also get in the way of your skyward strikes. So yeah, just bow shots. Nice and easy. And we're done with Clock Toast.
And there's our sword.
Okay. Well then.
I hope Froppy remembers there's that, or saw that there's a sword on top of Great Tree. My guess is he did, and we just couldn't see from his resolution. Yeah, I get why Synii went back to Cistern. I would go to Sansi here.
I want to see what's in Sansi.
Yeah, I mean, we know Sansi has... We 100% know Sansi has bellows at this point. Because that's the only way that claw shots could be passed.
I mean, I know you're a lot better at logic than I am. Okay, looks like Froppy is going to be going back to get a sword. I know you're a lot better at logic than I am. Is like crystals and Sansi for claw shots on like bat 50 possible at this point?
I don't. Yes. 50 for bellows on bat 50 is possible because there are enough checks that are hard locked behind bellows that if they all had crystals, the gratitude crystals could be on the path.
That would be incredible.
Because I believe, if my count is correct, there are 6 checks that are locked behind Gust Bellows. Because the seed expects you to have Bellows for 3 checks on the left side of LMF.
Bike maze.
Yeah, actually, it's a lot more. Boss key and shortcut chest. There are
And
enough
then there's the
Bellows
heart
locked
container,
checks.
and then the strike crest. That's 8. If you include the final 2 dungeon checks. So yeah. Froppy is gonna be heading back into Faron though.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Assistance, one of our required dungeons. I still really want to see what's in Synii. But you know. Going sealed grounds first. Interesting. I love this
Trying to get
rupee
a
under
peek.
lily pad peak, by the way.
Yeah. And that is just a rupee.
Awesome.
Yeah. Froppy is going to check sealed grounds, like you said. Again, like if this has our Triforce.
We'll be in Bellows mode.
Yeah. Also, I think these are going to be the last things Synii checks.
Mm-hmm.
And so, potentially, depending on where our Bellows are in Synii, that could give Froppy an advantage.
Yeah. These are checks people often get towards the end. Oh, it's just crystals.
Yeah.
These are checks people often get towards the end, so, you know, to try and gain that advantage over your opponent. Wait, did Froppy check some song from Impa?
I don't know if they did.
I know Gorko was crystals. I didn't see...
Yeah, and this is the one thing I will say about Froppy. Like, going to Sky here is faster because you haven't pushed the rock down, but it definitely... One of the things you want to minimize in this rando is the number of times you're kind of flying around the map in the sky.
It's been a goal of mine to complete areas in as few trips as possible.
Yeah, the Loftwing, I mean, the fast Loftwings are better than vanilla, but they're still slow. Going between regions is slow. In this case, this was the faster way to get to Cistern. So, you know, I do want to say that, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Synnii's going into Synii.
Is it going to be Skydive chest?
It legally is required to be.
Okay. Got it. Did not know that was a legal requirement, but I will note that down now.
And if it's not, then I guess the game is being illegal.
Okay.
It's got to be Skydive chest.
Yeah. There's picks are. I think one of the picks theories is it's always on Skydive chest, whatever you're looking for.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, I wonder if Froppy knows the vine clip here.
They might not.
It is a kind of niche thing.
They're already past it at this point.
Looks like no
Yeah,
Skydive
vine
chest.
Aww.
Looked like it was just the item behind the moblin.
Skydive chest is annoying to ping. I always double check my skipper's pings when I'm at the Moblin Bridge, because one ping can just like rouse the other pings.
Yeah, there are certain regions where dowsing in this game you can have a lot of overlap, and Skipper's Retreat is one, and there was a qualifier where I think multiple people thought that Skydive Chest had nothing because the items that were higher up were dowsing. I know I did that one, and I got to the bottom and then was like, I should douse to double check, and I had to climb the whole way back up.
I've seen it. I've seen it. You know, caused to be a problem for even top players. So, yes, chest and cacti pillar dead. Pictures taken moments before disaster. Oh no. Oh.
I get why Synnii's not double checking this. I am so scared that I would, but
If you're taking the shortcut down, I believe as long as if you leave the region, I believe that shortcut resets. But if you leave just the small area in Sansi, it might not reset that shortcut there.
yeah, I think though he knew he was good. So I'm overly cautious with dousing because I've had some misdowsing misadventures.
Yeah, that happens.
I've also won some races because other people have misdoused. So that also makes you cautious. Like, I don't want to lose for this.
Yeah. Having good pinging spots is really important in this game.
Yeah, it's the thing about dowsing is a very powerful thing, but it does take practice to kind of know how to do it optimally. And it's really something you kind of just have to get a feel for. Like Ancient Cistern, if you douse from the beginning, there are 2 chests below the entry level.
Yeah, dowsing, honestly, really cool mechanic of how you can optimize it. You can get faster at dowsing as you get better at Remlits and Skyward Sword in general.
Someone ban picks for that. I'm joking. I would never want to ban picks. So yeah, I think our bellows have to be here, unless if this is gratitude crystals. There is actually a chance that bellows are on bat 50. And
I want that so much.
It would be terrible.
If it's not here, it's likely Boko base.
I don't think Froppy got the bomb hit, unfortunately.
Did get some spin attacks in. And yeah, there's bellows.
No. So our Triforce at this point is in Boko base or
Elamath. Or Song from Ember? Possibly?
Yeah.
Was Zelda's Blessing hinted dead, actually?
No, it was not. We could have that.
Because, you know, Froppy could get that, like, right after Elamath.
Yeah, it is. There is one check in the game that is locked behind. You have to have every go mode item and your dungeons completed. Everything but your Triforces. And so it could lock your Triforce or some item that's required for it.
Yeah. I think at this point, just going straight to Elamath makes a lot of sense. It's got the check density. We were searching for that bellows for so long. I'm very.
There were a good number of a good number of pings in LMF.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty likely that it's going to have the Triforce. But even if it doesn't, you've got to beat the dungeon anyway. Like, really the only thing not doing LMF, you could save time if you have to get the boss key chest, and it's, you know, your tough beetle, your sacred bow, gratitude crystals, a bottle. But I think it makes a lot more sense to do LMF than Boko base here.
Oh yeah, could also find our final Triforce on Bat 50.
That is true.
As Synii gets his...
and I think Synii should go do Bat 50 and also probably go do the Bird's Nest chest.
You mean the item thing? In the...
Yes, I said chest. I mean item in the Bird's Nest.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking of shed chest for a second. Yeah, when you can full clear Betrow, it has a hinted sword, and then item in Bird's Nest, and even Malara is like next to it. I would probably go there and then do Elmuth.
Yeah, like I get why Froppy did not do Malara.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't do Malara. That's why he
Nice
didn't do it.
sword dowsing.
When I said he should do Malara earlier, I forgot he didn't have Bellows.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just following along with what you said at that point.
Yeah. I was not thinking, and nobody in chat corrected me, so I just said something very dumb.
Yeah, we make those mistakes though sometimes on comms.
Yeah, it
Don't get everything right.
I try, but it is hard.
Yeah, it's understandable. Okay, yeah, we are getting item on Bird's Nest. It is a gold rupee. Dude, I was so baited there into thinking it was a Triforce.
I sometimes will use my beetle to pick up the 4 rupees around it and douse it, but that is kind of slow. Although with quick beetle, it's a lot less slow.
Yeah, I'm suspicious of how much time that would actually save. And the risk-reward factor of it. But yeah,
it's gotta have a rupee to be worth it, and it's rarely worth it.
Yeah.
But if you don't have bellows or claw shots, it can help you. Just knowing it's a rupee.
We're seeing Malara's crystals now, though.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. My guess is it's just going to be unhinted dead Skyloft Village.
There's a
So it
pretty
would be-
good chance of that.
Yeah.
And we've already seen now
Basically every progress item.
yeah, and we've seen some other unhinted Baron regions as well.
It could be vanilla, and it gives crystals, but again, Synii has 50 crystals at this point.
Yeah. And you're having trouble getting the last bit of dust here.
Ooh,
in Malara's
Froppy doing
house.
a reset here. I love that both runners know that little peek there. It's
Yeah,
money.
I think Froppy saved before he re-entered Cistern. Before they re-entered Cistern, so they could just save scum those 2 items. Which is what I think Froppy did. I think we're gonna see Froppy. No, just go to Sansi now.
I still can't remember if they checked Song from Emperor or not.
I don't think they did. I don't think either. I don't think either runner has checked that. Oh yeah, Pippet is gonna yell at his mom for giving you that money.
300 rupees. No, 320 rupees
Yeah, there is a cutscene that will trigger
at night.
specifically at nighttime if you have done that chest, where you actually hear Pippet yelling at his mom for wasting money.
There's even more gold rupees, right next to a green rupee. I've got bottle, and oh, there's our
And
final
Synii is in
Triforce.
go mode as soon as he picks up the sword. So yeah, it is definitely
That's
Synnii's
huge.
race to lose at this point.
That's huge. Synii is going to be so pleasantly surprised when he sees that sword.
So those pings in Boko base are crystals or bottles. Yeah, Synii basically just has to find that boss key in Elnath, and we'll be able to get through it pretty quickly.
Holy moly, this seed.
This is, I think, a pretty fast seed for these settings.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's so easy to get baited by those Mogmamits and just go Boko base. And then
I think that's what's going to happen with Froppy, and
yeah.
I honestly, like, it's going to happen. I'm not going to blame him for it because the check density is just so high.
Another thing that has gotten top runners in races.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing about these settings is they do, in many cases, require you to full clear or mostly full clear the seed. It's the seeds like this where there are entire regions you never have to go to.
Yep.
That can have just really fast, Boko base is not a huge region, but never having to go there is going to save you at least 5 minutes.
Aww. Well,
And and Froppy is even going before Sansi to full clear Boko base.
it's unfortunate, but it makes sense from their perspective. I'm not gonna say it's the right or wrong decision, but it's not exactly like a strange move.
I'm
You've
gonna
got
say
nine-
it.
you've got nine.
I try not to say this too definitively because I know I think it is the wrong decision here, simply because your I think have figured out your claw shots are your path to Moldarak pretty early on.
That was close from Synii.
And so that has to point you to Sansi.
Yeah.
Going to Boko base in the abstract, I think, makes sense.
Well, actually, doesn't the upper part of Boko base require claw shots, or at least the summit part?
I don't.
Let me
Yes, it
check
does.
Yeah.
You're right, it does. Oh, and that is the Bellows lock check is the one that pinged in the bottom part of Boko base.
We also did get Mogmamits in a claw shot locked check.
Yeah. I misspoke. Well, not misspoke, but I'm correcting my kind of strong statement. There are... Is it 6 checks that are locked behind claw shots here? I forgot about that because for whatever reason, I forget that you need claw shots to actually get to the upper part.
Yeah, no. I didn't want to say it's the right or wrong decision. I would personally be going Sansi here, but
Yeah. And with Mogmamits being claw shots locked, okay, I am correcting.
That's true as well.
I can see why. I can actually see logically why Froppy is doing this.
Yeah.
I again, I forgot that the Mogmamits were there where they were, and then also forgot that this upper part is claw shot locked. So
Yeah.
I get why Froppy's doing this. It makes a lot of sense.
It isn't going to be too bad of a time loss since that final check in the summit section pinged dead, and they've already gotten the other check in a normal summit.
Yeah.
So once they've done Fire Dragon, then that'll be it. Oh my gosh, that harp.
I don't even know what.
I can't even figure out what that.
Yeah.
is meant.
I think Froppy is gonna get his bellows and Sansi. Oh, he jumped off at the wrong time. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, no. But Synii doing this book beetle bomb thing. Oh, it works.
Yeah, it
I
does.
did not know you could do that. I've
You didn't
always
know
just
that?
done. I've always just done like the bomb throw.
Oh no, it's so much easier to do the hook beetle strat here.
Yeah, no, I've just done the bomb throw every single time and not realized because I learned it early. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
it's
learn
one
something
of
old every day.
yeah, it's one of two places where having a hook beetle is slightly easier than a kind of precise bomb throw.
Mm-hmm. Fire Dragon giving us junk. And yeah, on
Yeah,
Synnii's
so-
side though, clearing more of LMF. Interesting to see where the keys are.
So we got the small key in the first
Yeah.
chest,
Wanna
which
know where the boss
is a
key
wonderful place to have the small key. Because you can have seeds where the boss key chest has your small key to lock this entire side of the dungeon.
Anything further on than first crawl space is a bad small key placement in my eyes.
Yeah.
Because then you're just backtracking and... But you can utilize death warping though. Speaking of the
And-
boss key, there it is.
Yeah, and I'm wondering. So Synnii's gonna death warp out of here. I don't know if Synii knows the bit warp in the main room, but if he knows it, he's probably gonna do it.
Yeah. I believe as long as the west room chest is dead, then it's faster.
Yeah, Nindy, I
Saves.
don't think we're gonna see an RBM. I think all we're gonna see is the bit warp in the main room.
I don't know what Synnii's
anything.
level of bit knowledge is.
Synii has been learning and practicing bit, so I think we're gonna see the bit warp.
Mhm.
But I don't think we're gonna see the short. I don't think the shortcut box RBM makes a lot of sense here. When you just kind of know you can run through the left side.
I don't know which. I mean, I don't know which one is faster.
Well, I mean
actually.
to get across the dungeon without going the left side. My understanding is you've got to do 2 RBMs,
Yeah.
right? Whereas the bit warp, you just bit warp and you can run on the left side. And so I think it's faster to do that than to do the 2 RBMs.
Mhm.
Especially like if he didn't have bellows, he would need to do the RBM to open up because you need to open up the gate in the middle and get the shortcut box. Whereas all Synii needs to do on the left side is go to the correct statue. I guess we should talk about what this is. This is what's called a bit warp.
Yeah.
Um,
A
go
bit
for it.
warp. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. A bit warp basically takes the coordinates of the statue you're saving at in bit, and if you start your file at the same time, or you save at the statue just after starting your file, it will apply these coordinates from bit and take them into your file. And in this case, that is just outside this little gate right here. So it's really convenient.
Yep. And because Synii doesn't have to get any of these chests, is basically just going to run through the maze. And yeah, what this allows Synii to do is skip 2 rooms on the left side that take a little bit of time to get through, because he knows he doesn't have to get the chest there. Yeah. You do have to totally blow the dust away. Or I guess it's sand here now, not dust. But you've got to blow all the sand away from these entrances.
Yeah. Those choo-choos in Skippers are really annoying. One note for Froppy, if they ever watch this back, if you do a roll, just as they start coming down, you can completely skip having to like awkwardly run through them, which is really nice.
This is news to me, so
yeah.
Okay,
another runner told me.
Froppy has 50 crystals, so Froppy might do Betrayal. Unfortunately, though, Froppy just, like... Synii is so far ahead at this point. Yeah, and Synii taking advantage of those 2 hearts in that room with the spike maze. There's not a lot of pots that will automatically spawn a heart, but both of those have a 100% chance. So if you need some health before the Moldarak fight, it's a useful thing to know.
Yeah.
And this is a fight where having some health is pretty useful, because it is surprisingly easy to just get captured in its claws.
Do not underestimate how much health you can drain in the Moldarak fight, because even if you know the strats really well, the fast strats, and getting the quick kill in phase 2, you know, you can still easily get hit by the claws and lose hearts. So good to go in with health for sure. And dying in LMF unintentionally is very punishing.
Yeah, I will sometimes actually go out of my way to save here, and it's not ideal by any means.
I used to do that up until recently. I completely get where you're coming from.
Moldarak and Koloktos and Ghirghim 2. Yeah, and you know, talking about it, right? Synii getting caught by a claw there. There are hearts here, but
yeah. I'm gonna have to mute real quick.
Yeah. So Froppy is gonna get their bellows here in Pirates. Yeah, so the Moldarak strategy here, if you kind of stun one of these eyes in the claws, you can get 2 hits instead of 1. There's a way to get 2 hits without the stun, I think, if you do a spin attack, but this is more consistent. And then what you want to do is have Moldarak backed up against a wall when you finish phase 1. And can talk about this when he gets there. But essentially, the way that phase 2 of Moldarak works, Moldarak will, when you hit it, back up, or supposed to, but if he's up against the wall, you can't, and you'll just be able to get 4 quick hits if you're fast enough.
This is Taco Bell's brand new Cantina chicken menu. And as a chicken girly, the chicken is slow roasted, comes with fresh ingredients. The avocado verde salsa is dangerously good. The menu comes with a crispy taco, a quesadilla, and my favorite, the burrito. You have to go try it out.
What is...
Nice.
I don't know what audio you all are talking about. I can't hear anything. I don't have the stream audio up, so.
Wait, huh? Huh?
It could just
I'm
be something
confused.
on the stream computer. I don't know. I legitimately have no idea.
I'm listening through my headphones. And I haven't gotten any ads.
Yeah,
Guess we'll
I
have
don't
to
know.
check the VOD. Yeah. Froppy can just death warp or fire warp out of here. It's good to note. Especially if you have 50 crystals at this point. But actually, wait a second. They don't know where the Triforce is. That's my bad.
Yep.
Let me...
Anyway. So, we'll figure... Someone will figure out what happened. But yeah, Froppy death warping out of here. Probably going to go through the sky and do LMF. This does mean Froppy's going to have to clear more of the dungeon. Because Froppy, not knowing where that Triforce is just going to have to do some things.
Yeah, that Triforce location is super brutal for Froppy. Where waiting to full clear Betrow was actually really good here. Because now, you know, you look at Betrow and you think, okay, well, Betrow has 2 checks. That's not a huge amount, so it can be quite easy to just think, nah, I'm gonna go back to LMF, and yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because you've got to clear the dungeon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Synii is probably about 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah. So as Jade said, we talked about the LMF RBMs. Doing bit in LMF outside of that bit warp that we saw Synii do is, even as the person who came up with these strategies would tell you, rarely a smart racing idea.
I like how Impa gives you text there. But yeah, the bit in LMF I know the bit warp, I know the bellows box RBM, and then I know pinwheel gate RBM, and then the shortcut box RBM, and then anything beyond that is just, I just never see a proper use for it.
Yeah. I mean,
even the bellows box and shortcut box RBMs, like, you know, they're already pretty niche, you know, as well. I would say by far the most powerful bit you can do in LMF is the bit warp, since it just relies on this one check being dead.
Yeah, I mean, you're also literally never going to hear me say there's any situation in which you have to do bit. I just very philosophically feel that that's a bad attitude to have.
Yeah, apparently there was this really loud Taco Bell advert thing on Restream. I checked the VOD and I saw it happen, and yeah, it was weird. But anyway, Froppy is gonna do this cool little bomb throw here, as Synii is in G3. Nice, getting it.
Yeah, Pix, sorry. My family's dead. I know how to do exactly one bit trick, and I'm not doing it in this tournament. But anyway, I don't need to talk about that. Yeah, so Synii with the solid phase 1 had a little difficulty. Jade, you don't need to have Taco Bell. Ever.
But yeah, no, Synii is in phase 2. I really like how Synnii's using the shield here.
Yeah, this is so
doesn't look like in comparison.
Any percent runners are, you will not see them ever use the shield in this fight.
I used the shield in phase 3 to be fair.
But there are a lot of good uses for the shield in the Girahim fight.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good uses in this game period for the shield.
Yeah. As speaking as an any percent runner, I've had to kind of force myself to use the shield more. I mainly use it for Gervo, Stalfos, and Girahim phase 1 and phase 3 now. I've been working on trying to use it more in places where it's optimal too.
Yeah.
Because my muscle memory just says no shield.
Yeah, it's totally fair. Yeah, this is probably going to be one of Synnii's fastest seeds he's done.
Yeah.
So Synii started playing this randomizer, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago.
I remember him playing in like around December.
Yeah, and has been practicing a lot, but Synii is also in a lot of other tournaments. Was in Season 7 OT, is in the MMR tournament that's going on. Synii just plays a lot of randos and is very good at them.
Ooh, unfortunately missing parry timing there. That was going to be really good. Still has another chance to get this on the
Yeah, got it. And again, this is using the shield really effectively.
Yeah, if you get the sword hit there and do the parry fast, really good way of doing phase 1. Then you can only, I believe you can do it with just 1 parry instead of 2. Not 2. But yeah.
Yeah, and that is...
That's GG.
It's 136-34.
Damn. That is gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really solid for Synii. Synii is going to be coming in for an interview. And oh yeah, for the bet, neither runner got the cursed medal.
I bet both.
Yeah, the cursed medal is a pretty rare thing to get, I think.
I'm evil. I've seen it in too many seeds recently.
That's fair.
Yeah, we can...
I'm going to pull Synii in.
Hello. GG on your first place finish.
Hello everyone. Don't mind me as I nearly died to Moldy.
You knew where the hearts were, which honestly, the most important thing in some of these bosses is to know where the safety health is.
And if I didn't pick it up, I would have died there.
Yeah. We were saying the Molderek fight can be challenging. Very easy to just lose a lot of health.
Yeah, no kidding. as I nearly died moldy.
We are getting double audio. I need to.
Oh, sorry.
I just switched to
I'm not sure I showed the hash before I ended stream.
Yes. Yeah. I just realized we're getting double audio through your stream.
Yeah,
so
apologies for that.
You're all good. So, before we have specific questions, what did you think about this?
Pretty jetty, but I made a couple pretty bad mistakes.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is one of the fastest seeds you've done.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a race time PB. Can't remember it. Can't remember if I've done. Can't remember my PB is practice, but yeah, this might be a overall PB.
Yeah, it was a pretty fast seed, I think. You know, helped that you never had.
I think it's an overall PB. I did get the Gomo mining facility.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, people in chat are just saying that Froppy's audio is a little loud.
I've been turning it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
I'm on top of it.
How do you feel about the Gus Bellows placement?
I was wondering where the heck those were. I was wondering maybe it's claw shots for Boko base potentially, but no, I should probably do Sansi first. Or claw shot checks in there.
So
that's, go ahead, Slushy.
Okay. Froppy went Boko base first, and it punished them, even though it did make sense since all of Boko base was locked behind claw shots, since a pair of Nits was in caves.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot those were claw shot locked.
Yeah, but then you went to Sansi, eventually found Bellows in Pirates, got that final Triforce on Patrol 50, and you were in Go mode really fast. So it really helped you.
The reason I went Betro was I know he had a sword, so I know I have to do it eventually. So he's got other checks, so I figured I'd just go do it before doing mining facility. See if maybe he has the Triforce. Since I do have to pick up the sword at some point.
Yeah, and that's kind of a big difference. I think that we have here as well. Just like Froppy went to Patrol early with that 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so Froppy is probably going to last location in Patrol here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, in addition to going to Boko base before Sansi, which, again, like if you're looking at the logic, either one makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, I forgot to update that command.
But yeah, no. We thought that...
I really wanted 50 before I went to Betro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and getting to Betro before you went to LMAP just helped a lot because, I mean, to be fair, Froppy hasn't really... There was not a lot in LMAP, so Froppy's been able to skip a lot. Like the whole back right side was dead, the front left side was dead. So Froppy's moved through it pretty quickly, but knowing you can skip one chest would save you a little time.
Yeah. Which chest was clean? I forget.
It was one of... I don't know if it was the one... if it was the first one on the left side or the one on the I don't remember now. Froppy got down to 1 heart, but did kill Moldarak.
Oh, sounds about like my fight.
Yeah.
Moldarak is a scary one. Really easy to think, yeah, I'll be fine, and then suddenly all of your health just drains.
Yeah, it's a deceptive fight. Trying to think what else I was going to ask you about from the seed.
Is it about like that cistern screw up? I kind of got warped away from where I wanted to go.
Oh yeah, that we were We were in the middle of like a conversation at that point and didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't know that could happen. I was going for lily pad, but it warped me back to the boss key chest.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Hmm. When you died?
No, when I entered, like when you go through like the toilet thing, it warped me to the boss key chest instead of the spider area.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yeah, it happened to me, the seed.
I had no idea that that was a thing.
So I had to, after Coloctos, I had to go back in to check the lily pad.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's why I like commentating. It's you
You
learn something new.
Yeah,
So
you do that running too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Froppy speeding up the minecart with those cursed gust bellows.
Yeah. What else is I gonna ask you about? I don't know. I think like I've been watching you a lot, Synii, and I think you've been improving a lot because you've been playing a lot. And I think we kind of saw that, like your routing choices paid off, but your gameplay was also pretty solid here.
Yeah, you've improved a lot.
I feel like my execution maybe wasn't that good, but I do feel like my routing's definitely really improved.
Yeah, I mean, look, like, Molderak fight is a hard fight. You had some trouble. You did it well. You knew where to recover. I think, yeah, I mean, you had a little trouble in Coloctos, but again, like, Coloctos is not the easiest fight.
Oh yeah, I did get one cycle, but it was very, very scuffed.
Yeah.
I mean, a one cycle is still a one cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely have to give credit to a lot of people who have, like, I ask something, I get a lot of help, and just random people giving me help. Like, that's really helped. It's really helped me improve. Thanks to everyone who's given me any advice.
Yeah. According to people in chat, the wrong warp with the whirlpool is yeah, not a thing people knew about. So
did I just discover something new?
I think you may have just discovered a bug in the rando.
Oh my gosh.
Also
Good thing
possible
you
it's a
didn't
bug
lose the
in
race
the vanilla
'cause
game. Yeah. I mean, I think if you lost because of that, the staff would talk about some kind of replay for it, because that definitely might be a previously unknown bug. So yeah, someone should probably clip that and post that in the dev server for them. Poor Froppy is now going back. So Froppy did Boko base without bellows, and the only check in Boko base that had something was the bellows lock chest. So Froppy's now going back. So it really is gonna last location.
Oh, I ran out of arrows as well. That's super inconvenient.
Yeah.
Arrows pot, maybe? Maybe they just ran out. But yeah.
This is probably gonna be gratitude crystals.
Tough beetle.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or tough beetle.
To be fair to Froppy, though, you know, this is a full clear, right? Apart from, well, they're gonna get some from Imper anyway. This is a full clear minus Zelda's Blessing. You know, it's quite a fast full clear.
Oh gosh, Froppy full cleared that fast?
I think because of the way you got the items, like, you could do most of Linearu in one go. You could do Eldin pretty quickly. You could do Faron pretty quickly. Like, for full clearing a seed, this is a pretty fast seed to full clear.
Credit where credit's due.
Oh, Froppy's gonna check the bird's nest too. Again, makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any other questions for you, Synii.
Let's see. When you saw the Boko base path, did you think that it could be further in Boko base, or did you like think it was just gonna be on flats like it sometimes is?
I was thinking maybe we need to find Mits too to get the Galactos, but no, it's just the first check like usual.
Yeah.
Get plats.
Flats being annoying once again.
I mean, it helped me route the seed, but dang it, plats.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time when you get a hinted item there, it's there. It's on flats. I don't know. I don't have any other questions for you, Synii. Sledgen, do you have anything else?
Not really, no.
All right.
Very fun
So,
ways to commentate.
yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up the seed and raid over to Froppy so you can watch Froppy finish up. Froppy is pretty close to finishing. But thank you to everyone for watching. GG's Synii. Thank you, obviously, to our wonderful trackers, Aurelin and Jade Minibu. And thank you, Sledgen, for commentating.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for the restream.
We will be back. There will be a SSR race tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, if we can get the volunteers for it. But otherwise, have a good night, everyone.